So,
Right. Once again, it's on. Another week, another episode. Best of both worlds of wrestling podcast. I am Chris.
we're doing great. I'm Khalil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Summer's winding down.
Indeed. It's Labor Day weekend.
It is. It is.
Going
Oh
down.
shit.
You know,
Oh, people gonna be partying all weekend, man. I already see the
indeed.
guardrails up on Eastern Parkway.
I'm staying away. I'm staying far away.
Nah, nah. Those days are behind.
I'm staying
Way
on my
behind.
side. Straight up.
No Juve, no nothing. See, but it's a
I
long weekend.
might go out, but I ain't gonna go to Juve. But I might go
Yeah.
out. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
nah.
You know,
Juve's it up. I'll see if
it's
I can
only
find
right.
something to get into tomorrow. I do got to work Sunday, so that's the unfortunate thing, but whatever.
Damn.
Money
Bills gotta
needs
be
to be
paid, homie.
made.
That's
Yep.
it. Money I feel make.
All right, we coming off one big weekend in wrestling to another big weekend. Two back-to-back pay-per-views this weekend with was it Payback and then All Out, and then this past Sunday AEW had their big show All In. But before we get into that, let's jump into the hot tag real quick.
Yeah, man. We recorded, I think, last Wednesday, I think. And
Mhm.
Terry Funk probably passed maybe the day before that. And
Yeah.
a couple hours after we recorded and put out the last episode of the podcast, we learned Bray Wyatt, who had been ill, had passed
Mhm.
away, which hit everyone like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, that shit.
Uh
That's crazy.
it was upsetting to learn. My He's one of my favorite talents.
Hmm.
Like he was somebody that I was always looking forward to seeing. If I could liken it to like a musical artist, he's the artist you always want to know what the next album, when's that coming, what's that going to be like. You would wait on
Yeah.
his album. Like
Yeah.
he's that type of an artist or a performer. And you think you know people and you wanna like share sympathies with families and stuff, and you can't imagine what it's like for them because you think you bang with this person that much. So my
Yeah.
best to his family
I mean,
first and foremost, and then to
they
the
have
folks that knew him and worked with him, got to share any
mhm.
time with him. Sometimes life is just sucks like that, and this is just one of
Yeah.
the moments, you know.
Yeah. It's it's always sucks to lose a wrestler. So when you grow up watching, but when they die young and
Yes.
unexpectedly, it always hits harder. And Bray was one of my favorites too. Like I remember when watching the White family in NXT, and then when they made it to the main roster, um, just so creative. Even when he was Husky Harris in the original format of NXT, when it was just a competition, like dude was just like ooze charisma. Like, and he's one of those second generation wrestlers who eclipsed his parent.
Yeah.
You know, like
Um.
if for those who don't know, he's the son of IRS. Um, but yeah, that is sucks, man. He has what, 4 kids with JoJo?
Hey,
It's
man.
either 3 or 4
I think he has
kids.
three with her. I think he had a prior child. Um.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I Yeah, the whole thing is trash, man. When you go back to that, it's funny. We gotta go back into the episode. We've spoken on him before, like before we knew it. Like I know we're genuine fans of his, man. So
Hmm.
and to think you just ain't gonna get that no more is just a bummer, you know.
Yeah.
Because everyone says he
Yeah.
had unrealized potential, and yes, he did. He caught a couple bad breaks,
Hmm.
a couple injuries here or there. He had got let go at one point. They brought him back. Got COVID, and that had lasting effects on him. And to be noted, and I, we didn't try to get super duper political, but I know there's people in that company that think that these things are a joke, and this ain't it's fake and all this other kind of, in terms of the sickness or
Yeah.
the disease,
Yeah.
the virus. I remember Keith Lee had COVID and had issues like that too. I mean, they keep it under wraps, obviously HIPAA laws and whatnot, but he had an issue
Hmm.
like that too. And I don't know how cardiovascular his issue was, but those bigger type dudes that ain't necessarily muscle bound, but they got that
Yeah.
weight to them. They might have you know unique struggles with post COVID symptoms and issues. So it's nothing to be played with, man. So you know, encourage all of them to continue taking precautions. And you want the best for
Yeah.
everybody involved, man. It's
Definitely.
Bray Wyatt's like one of them dudes is like, man, I wish you was my friend, man. I wish you was my homie.
Hell yeah. He just
I
seems
don't want that with
so.
everybody, but like I'd be
Yeah.
happy to be cool with like Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt. I'd be happy with those guys.
Yeah. He seems
I
so
have a good
like
time.
so genuine and down to earth. Like all the clips like fans shared of their interactions with him. Like even
Yeah.
one of my friends, they like posted on his story like he ran into him in a gym in LA,
Hmm.
and it was just like crazy. And you know what's funny? So me and him a while ago joked about this. Usually within the black community, when you see like famous people in mixed relationships, you some people feel a type of way.
Yeah.
But when Bray and JoJo got together, it was collectively like, oh, I see what you're doing, player. I see you. Like
But
no one
look, man,
hated. No one
the
hated.
street scene. What we know, JoJo's
Yeah.
everybody favorite. Let's just keep
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah. Keep it a
respectful.
buck.
But
Respectfully, yeah.
I have literally like I've been to shows when she was ring announcing, and I've seen other people go to shows when she was ring announcing. They hit you like, man, JoJo. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
when her and Bray was a thing, I'm like, hey, my man, I see the vision.
Yes, platform, you know?
I see the vision, bro. Like I
Oh
was not
man.
mad either. I think University was like,
Yeah.
hey man,
We see you go. We see you doggy, but
that's
it sucks.
hilarious, yo. That's hilarious. Shout out to JoJo, man. This is not easy
Yeah.
for her either, man. We
Yeah,
send you our
definitely.
best.
You know,
Um,
I know Amanda Huber, the wife of the former Brody, not the former his Brody, but the former White family. I can't remember his
Luke
my mind is
Harper.
just blanket. Luke Harper, yes, thank you. I don't know why
Yeah.
my mind just went blank. But
Oh, good.
I know she's reaching out after what she had to deal with just what 2 years ago, maybe.
Didn't he have a similar issue too?
Yeah,
Like a
yeah, it
COVID
was an
type? Hey
illness,
man. Hey man.
and
I'm just saying
he
be
was out for a
careful.
while, and
I'm just saying be careful. That's
yeah,
all. The people that be in these places and they allow like their politics to cloud like their logic. It's like, bruh,
hmm,
this thing is not this is a scientific thing. You
yeah,
know what I mean? And some people are more susceptible to exacerbated circumstances than others, man.
hmm,
Please be careful.
yeah.
Shout out to her as well. And what's my man name? Negative one.
-1, yeah,
Bruh, I think he
Brody
was
Jr.
I was watching over the Roman Reigns and Cody match from this past WrestleMania, and Michael Cole was
Hmm.
highlighting. I think they were in the crowd with Cody's family, right? He's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
that's the late John Huber's wife and her son." I'm like, "That is not a. That's -1, Cole. You better say -1.
yeah,
Let me slap you, Cole.
well,
Keep it
yeah,
funky with the people. That's -1, B.
yeah, because they're still very close with Cody. Like like they've been
Well,
close even before.
you seen
So
Ricky Starks was at WrestleMania or whatever he
yeah,
was at
yeah,
Royal
yeah,
Rumble. Like, man, people they hanging.
yeah. The tribalism is only within the fans. And then,
Oh man,
certain wrestlers on each side, drink the Kool-Aid a little bit. But other than that, like these people
if and the truth
bang
is,
together.
it gotta be young fans as tribals because anyone that's around our age and older, they know what it was like to have options and different flavors to watch. I'm
Yeah,
enjoying it, so I'm enjoying like I might not catch every show. It's a lot of content, you
yeah,
know. So I may not catch every show, but I love knowing that I could throw on AEW. I'm gonna get a different type of vibe. They got to work on some stories and stuff, but the stories that they
yeah,
got going on, I'm having fun with it. And I like some of the
yeah.
characters. I'm just enjoying. I'm enjoying Jack Perry's assholeness. I'm enjoying uh son, Orange Cassidy been my dude. I kind of once I started realizing that they give him one or two little sparks for pyro, he's become my
Hmm.
favorite. You
Yeah,
know, I'll watch just for that
and
entrance. It would make
he's
my
the
whole day.
workhorse too now. He's the
He's good,
workhorse too
man.
now. Wrestling every show he's wrestling on basically. Him and
Defending that
Darby.
title, you know, Christian and Luchasaur, like it's a cool thing. Powerhouse Hobbs had a really cool promo in the pre-show for what we I'm calling it for the whole show today, Brawling.
Oh yeah,
He had a great pre-show situation with Miro. Um, hopefully I get to speak to him soon on some type of medium.
hmm
When I was writing for Ebony, he had reached out to me about doing an article, but he did not have the spotlight on him at the moment the way he does now. I think at the time he was Team Taz and sort of ancillary. But
yeah,
he's on his own and I see tons of potential. And so, you know, as he continues to ascend, hopefully I'll have a conversation with him at some point and we could speak on his trajectory. But
definitely.
it's
I
good
love Hobbs, man.
having options, man. Like these people fuck the tribalism, man. Like we got two
Yeah, man.
legit AEW sold out 80 some thousand seats. We're gonna get to all of that today, but I'm just saying the
Yeah.
tribalism thing is kind of silly.
hmm
You know, coming from our
And it
perspective.
like yeah, and when especially when wrestlers come together in a moment of loss, it looks even sillier.
Right.
So it's like it was so good to see everyone just pull out their emotions and their condolences to Bray.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, again, rest in peace, Wyndham Rotunda,
Yeah, man. Shout out to
Bray
him.
Wyatt.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty amazing, man. You know, he would be wildly missed. I'll tell you quick story. Like, you know, I got the WWE game, the new one. The
hmm
last downloadable content they released had the Fiend in it, I think.
Okay.
So if it wasn't the last one, it was the second to last package that they released. All not the Fiend, like his last character, this last one he had with the doorway and all that stuff.
Oh, Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, that whole he's in it too. Uncle Howdy's up in his joint too, right? And so I literally was waiting out of all the downloadable packages that they were releasing. That was the one I was waiting on the most, just so I could play
hmm
like Bray Wyatt, man. Like that's really my guy, man. So you know,
Yeah,
there's gonna
man.
be
I
talking
think
about
they just like in the notes for the games, it was found out that the person playing Uncle Howdy was Bo Dallas.
yeah, they've been that's been the rumor for the longest.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad that they got to work together in some
They're gonna do a
capacity
little
before all
something.
this happened. Because that's what people were clamoring for, like a reformation of the Wyatt family with Bo Dallas in it and whatever, whatever. But yeah, sucks,
It's
man.
tough, man. It's tough for the whole fan, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hate to start a show like that, but we
hmm
gotta pay respect. That's you know that's a heavy
Definitely.
one. That's a
Definitely.
heavy one. But moving on, I've been listening to other shows because I enjoy everyone's shows and
hmm
heard reports that the authors of Pain were resigned back in 2022 by the WWE on the low,
A
and they
word?
have not returned to television yet.
Where they been?
But it makes you wonder,
Like,
like
it's
where
funny.
they will be back, if they'll
I
be back.
remember when they got released, I want to say it was a few months after they got released. I think they tried to like throw on their own like independent show. Like they were trying to put the cards together, like they put out a advertising and everything, but I think it just was a dub. Nobody was fucking with it. So that's I think it just fizzled and I don't know if they were trying to start independent promotion from it, but they were definitely trying to do their own show. Like they were headlining, they were promoting it, everything. But I guess that all
Where
went
at?
down the tubes. I don't even
Wow.
remember. I don't even remember. Like it was like super indie. Like the people they had confirmed were like I couldn't even tell you honestly. It
Bro.
was that level of participants in it. So, but I mean, if they back, I mean,
Well, they're signed. They've been signed
well,
for a
this time,
while. I
yeah,
don't know what that means. I was a fan of them. I do think
they
they
need
need more
Paul Ellering.
teams. Yeah, we need.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took him away. I was like, bro, nah, Paul Ellering, respect the God, please.
Bring
If
him
Triple H
back
has
too.
any sense, which he does, I think he'll put him back. If he wants to be on
Yeah.
the road, if Paul Ellering wants to be on the road, which is not
Oh yeah,
easy.
yeah, true. I think that was one of the things. Like
But
NXT was just one place, so it was easier for him. But and his daughter's wrestling too. So she was last signed with Impact. I don't know if she still is. Rachel Ellering, but she's pretty good. She's pretty good. One of them big
this is
horse
not
type
even in
chicks.
the notes. But
Yeah.
Impact is reportedly getting a makeover also, where the Impact, I don't know, they call it the Impact Zone anymore, but the arena they shoot from, they're doing some upgrades over there apparently. So
Oh,
Impact is going
okay.
on the road in the UK for a few weeks while they do renovations.
Oh, word. And they got a
Came
couple.
across that news also.
They got a pay per view next Friday. Actually,
What is it called? You know,
it's it's not Emergence. Is it
it's not
shoot?
one of the classic ones. It's not Victory Road or nothing like that.
No, is it Emergence? No, it might be Victory. I can't remember, but
Slammiversary.
nah, not Slammiversary. Nah.
They had a
Damn,
couple of good names.
I was just watching Impact last night too. I can't remember now. That short term memory, man, getting to me.
Need that ginkgo biloba, bro.
Oh yeah, they wild with the Friday night pay per views. Like that's interesting, but I don't know how without maybe some
You gotta have a good
diehards, how you
show.
really,
It
yeah.
better be
I mean,
better
they
than
put
whatever's happening for free on SmackDown.
like I
Shoot,
would say they have a roster that could consistently put on great matches.
I've
Like
always
they
heard
really
that.
do.
They
Yeah,
just don't got product. Not product. They don't have distribution.
exposure.
Like
Yeah,
yeah, they need more distribution, man. Like it's
but
all good. And then
they're a
also,
sullied product because of past regimes. You know.
but the optics has to change. Like
Hmm.
it gotta be, they gotta look bigger.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah,
think NXT help. What helps NXT honestly is the fact that people know it's an extension of the WWE. So I think
yeah,
NXT benefits from
yeah,
brand loyalty. But when
yeah.
you're
That's
your
true.
own brand, the only way you're gonna compete is like what AEW is doing. We're in arenas.
Hmm.
It may not always be a 20,000 seat arena, but we in arenas where we could have like pyrotechnics or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's an arena. Um, and I think that helps AEW look like a competitor.
Mm.
You know,
I mean,
I
that's
think.
what helped Impact when they were TNA. That's what helped them in the beginning.
Mhm.
But now it's just damn.
But you know,
Dixie Carter.
it goes back to backing. It goes back to when you got a
Yeah,
billionaire behind you, minus you don't have a billionaire behind you.
yeah, exactly.
And the relationships you can build with these networks. You know, they got to get with a national network that will invest
Hmm.
in them, and then boom, you will see that. But
I
until that
think the
happens, they're gonna
issue,
be like a night. They're like what you call it. I haven't watched it yet. They're like NWA right now.
yeah,
I
I
heard
think
Tyrus
they're.
retired. Thank God, get out of
Oh,
here.
jeez, listen, I thought about talking about that, but I didn't want to give him the energy. But
No, we could leave it right there. But
yeah,
I'm just making a comparison. Like even they're doing like hotel ballrooms.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I like the people that's over there. I like some of the characters when I catch them.
hmm,
Vampiro is there again. I thought Vampiro had early onset dementia. I heard a story about that. I don't know
where
what
the
happened
hell they find him
with
at?
that,
Damn.
but Vampiro's over there, and he has like a little
Uh,
faction, and it's cool. It's cool to watch. But
yeah,
again, you're in like a hotel ballroom, so it doesn't look grand. So you need backing. I know my man from Red Hot
yeah.
Chili Peppers, or forget his name, but I know he
Smashing
running
Pumpkins, Billy
Smashing.
Corgan.
I always be. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant. One of those, hot '90s groups, Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah,
I know he's backing it, but
I
he
think
might need more.
it's the
To
issue
make
is
things.
like,
If you want to be a real competitor, is all I'm saying.
yeah, I think part of the issue is that I think one of the now investors, like part owners of Impact, are the same company who own the television station.
Hmm.
So that I think that marriage just ties them, they're handcuffed to that station. So it's I don't know. We'll see. They got to figure something out. But good people over there. Trinity Fatu. successfully defended her championship last week or the week before. Pardon me, shit.
No doubt.
But yeah, Impact, they doing anything. They all right. Let's see what else we
Well,
got.
in the vein of the great Trinity Fatu, we did see a cameo appearance by the former Sasha Banks,
Yes,
Mercedes Monet at
Mercedes. Ooh, she's
Brawling.
so fine. Mm.
She's a cutie pie,
Sorry, I
man.
had to get that out. Sorry,
How long you think
not to objectify.
I'm wilding on this episode. How long you give her and the seamstress dude in WWE, man?
I don't want to do that. I don't. I don't know, man.
We got to like sweep
I
this
don't
episode
know.
under the rug if you ever.
Is she leveling up? She leveling up.
Oh man, that's so good.
But yeah.
I I think because of the her association with New Japan, there
Hmm.
is natural feeling she'll end up in AEW in some capacity.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
this is my thing, and I think it's just this is sort of it's like you know how people want Drake to drop a straight rap album,
Hmm.
and you think you're gonna get it, and you're not, and you're just probably never gonna get it. I want more stories from AEW, but I don't think the fabric of like indie heavy like wrestling culture is into story so much as it just into the matchup. You
Yeah.
know, it's like playing a video game. You just randomly choose people. It's like, oh, this will be fun. You know, and so I don't mind Mercedes when they going over there, but it's like I want her to have some stuff that matters. I want it to be some, and we don't have enough evidence that
Hmm.
you're gonna see that with women in AEW outside of maybe one story.
Yeah. See, that's the big issue. But on the other side, I feel like she is the caliber of wrestler who can go in there and like make a change with her presence. Like, oh, if you want to sign me, certain things have to be done to this division
Mhm.
going forward. And I need to see them being done before I even put pen to paper. I think she has the cachet to do that. So if she can do that, that would be a good thing. Otherwise, I agree. It's one match a week. Like I understand, like their main eventing rampages, and that's good. But like the one match, Impact has a much smaller roster, and they have 2 to 3 matches a week because they have a singles division and a tag team division.
Mhm.
So it's like it makes sense. Like people would ask why did Trinity Fatu sign with Impact after leaving the, she's the champion now. I think she made a good decision. You know, where
She
would
gets to
she
be
have
a
been if she
focal.
signed with AEW? Exactly. If she was in AEW, where would she be right now? Honestly,
Well,
I
I
mean,
think she should have went back to WWE. That's what I think. That's my personal opinion.
I think she personally wants to just spread her wings as a wrestler, like in ring wise, and I think this is a good opportunity. I think she's definitely going back though.
I hope she do,
Like she's
man.
definitely going back,
I want to see more of. I want
especially
to
if
see a
her
real
husband's
feud
still
with her
there.
and Charlotte, man. I want to see a real feud between them because they had some
Yeah.
good matches, man.
Hmm.
Um,
Like I think she got a lot of miles left as far as the WWE run goes. Like there's certain things Sasha can do there because she's done so much there already.
right.
But as far as Trinity goes, I think she's still, especially as she's getting better and better in the ring. Because remember, she came in as a funkadactyl, you
You know that
know.
was my favorite time. I could be in the kitchen. I had ladies and gentlemen. I'm running back to the TV. I'm sorry. Who was that? That's Jimmy's wife. Jimmy, I'm sorry, bro. This is before you was in the picture, bro.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh, I could have cared less about Tyrus.
Nah, nah,
Jimmy,
nah.
it was all about her. It wasn't even about Candace, because Candace, I didn't think she could do the dancing that. But look, man, I'm just gonna keep it cool. I'm too excited.
There's a
I'm sorry, Jimmy.
reason. There's a reason. Like she's the one who was left standing. They got rid of Tyrus. They got rid of Candace. They know not to get rid of her. Like the reason she's going out are weird circumstances involving the tag team titles and behind the scenes stuff. Otherwise, she would have still been there. She probably would have been getting pushed right now. Because she probably would have feuded. I don't. Has she ever had a match with Bianca Belair?
No, they've been in the. I think they've crossed paths. I don't think they've. I think they crossed paths in, like the Royal Rumble.
Okay, okay. It's like that's money. There's money in that feud. I feel like
Like they had some type
100%.
of moment where like some chick, like some white chick, was messing with their hair, and like they beat her up. They did like a double, like it was something like that. It was so cool. It
Probably
was.
Lacey Evans.
I think it was something like that. I'm not lying. It might have been Lazy Evans. It was like something like that, and
Yeah,
it was like, nah, we ain't having that. And they start jumping at Shorty, and they eliminated her,
yeah.
and they like high fived each other.
See, boom. I think she
Good
got a
man.
lot left to do in the
It was
WWE. So
good. I
I
I
definitely
I
see her
like I
going
like
back
Trinity,
eventually.
man. I like Trinity. That's
Yeah,
hilarious. That's
and she
hilarious.
goes
But
back with the cachet of being a former world champion when she goes back. You know what I mean?
she
This,
already, she already was the women's champion over there
yeah,
in
but I
WWE.
mean,
I think
she
she had
could
like
like
twice.
true, but I feel like you see what Cody's time away did for him. But even though, well,
He
it's different
raises
because
he
she
raises
was,
star power.
yeah, yeah.
If you could find a way to be somebody elsewhere, then you really are somebody essentially.
Hmm. And then you could come back saying you beat such like you can't name some of these, but you can say you went all over the world.
So you gotta
Just
make way for Zack Ryder. Then that's what's happening.
oh man, this
Him and
dude.
put him with Chelsea Green.
Oh my man, Zach got like every independent world championship.
Yeah, man. It gotta be on the docket. It gotta be on the docket.
Hmm.
You know. But I guess we both expect Mercedes Moné to have an AEW match at some point when she's healthy.
Yeah, at least an
Speedy
appearance.
recovery to her. If she could
At
get on a
least,
flight to London, then her foot must be healing pretty nice. So shout out to
yeah,
her.
yeah.
You know
At least you got at least got to get a face to face between her and Jade. You got to do that. You'd be
that
a
part.
fool not to.
That part. That part. Well, I mean, at this point, people are probably wondering, well, what else is hot in these streets? Uh,
Mhm.
Obviously, there was a scuffle of sorts with allegedly CM Punk and former Jungle Boy Jack Perry,
Man, Jungleman Jack now.
Jungleman Jack, and
Oh man.
as the story goes, prior to this encounter, Punk was in a mentor type of role, trying to tell Jack, the side effects of using real glass in certain spots, and why it might be safer to use gimmick glass, and that it might not be
Hmm.
worth it. And Brad Perry took exception to that. And I don't know if that meant for a certain promo prior or if it meant for actually the match that he had with Hook on this pre-show.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get into that match eventually also. But a spot in the match involved a limo windshield.
Hmm.
And prior to this suplex that Hook does on this windshield, which was a fly ass spot,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
Jack Perry knocks on the glass and goes into the camera and says, "Ooh, real glass, cry me a river." And I watched it live. I didn't know what that
Yeah.
meant. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
I
do what
knew
you
what
got
it
to
meant as
do.
soon as he said it. As soon as he said it, I was like, all right.
I didn't know what that
Something's
was
gonna
about.
happen. I didn't know
And
something was gonna happen immediately.
so they do the spot and it's cool and I loved it. And I was like, this is pay-per-view quality type shit.
Hmm.
And apparently their encounter happens after that because Punk took that sort of as a shot at him and the points he was trying to make. And
Just pressed him in the back, like, yo, you got
apparently
a problem?
there was a scuffle. And of course, because Punk is involved, again, it just looks like, some people in life, if you had a group of friends and someone just said, all right, this one of your friends had a fight last night, you could almost pick out who that person might have been based
Yeah.
off personality. That's what it's looking like with Punk. And the
Yeah.
fucked up part about it is sometimes you do have to fight. Sometimes you do have to defend
Hmm.
yourself. But when that happens with somebody who has an affinity for confrontation, then it just looks like it's always your fault. And in this
Yeah.
case, my feel is Punk probably been chilling. That's my real. But if you step to me, I'm a man. Like I like
Hmm.
so like it's unfortunate right now. I'm the Punk lover on this podcast. That's
Yeah.
every episode I probably mention that. And so yeah, I might be a Punk apologist, and it looks like these things always find him. But oh, hey
it's
man,
it's a Chris. So I think the glass spot was originally supposed to have to do with the RVD match.
okay.
I think it was way back then. I think if what I read was correct, Jungle Boy was upset that that news got out or something way after the fact or something like that. Like I think he felt Punk leaked it or whatever. Um, so that's why he says the Crimea River thing. And as soon as he said that, I was like, ah,
Ain't that
Punk's
funny?
gonna
He's
say
so
something.
steeped in this culture that he knows how to like shoot on people.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
like,
part of this is his. It's like almost like a Napoleon complex. Not because he's a smaller frame, but I'm talking about
mhm.
like he comes from a different background. You
Yeah,
know, where his father, Hollywood and like that's that. He grew up differently, and I think he's looking to gain respect in the industry, which is why I think he's harping on like I want to do this
yeah,
the real way. I think
yeah,
that's where it stems from, and he doesn't want to be stifled in that way. That's what I think.
yeah. I could
And I
definitely see
understand
that.
it. I understand it. I just wish
And
that
then
people could piece
his
it up.
size also doesn't really it like I don't want to say it holds him back, but this is a
He's getting
business
bigger
where
though.
yeah, he is. He
I'm
is.
giving it like he's looking believable. Um, and if he's like a chicken shit heel,
Hmm.
he can make it work. It just the leopard print trunks wasn't going. That shit not gonna cut it, bro.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely had to graduate from that.
You know.
And I'm glad it's happening now. But yeah, I mean, he did get choked out though, if the reports are correct.
Oh, I'm sorry. This
And
is that what happened? He was choked out during this scuffle.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
hey man,
I don't
you
know, not put to sleep, but I think Punk ended up putting him in a chokehold, and that's when people
hey
stepped in to break
man,
it up.
you don't have to poke the bear.
Hmm.
You could go the other way.
Yeah,
So I can.
I think they've both been suspended,
That's
and it's
I, I'm of a different thought process, man. Like
yeah,
wrestling business is a different business. Everybody wants this to be run like some
hmm,
office job. Like, bro, this is professional wrestling. It is the cleanest it's ever been in its history right now. If two people butt some heads, man, you break them up. Or her Samoa Joe broke them up,
yeah,
and
yeah,
and
because it was right before their match. Like their match was up next when this happened.
you can't go getting rid of Punk. I heard they had a great match, yo. I saw highlights. It looked like a good match.
It was a good match, yeah, definitely.
If CM Punk is still fucking wrestle, bro, I
Yeah,
don't, you keep him. I'm sorry.
Samoa Joe's my guy, man. Samoa Joe's so good. He's my guy. And they did the
Mm.
they did this like so they did this spot Punk hit the five moves of doom.
I saw part
Like
of it. I saw the leg
yeah,
drop part of it. Saw the leg
and
drop
then
part of it.
and so he does the five moves of doom. It's only he does the leg drop instead of the five knuckle shuffle. And then Joe kicks out and gets up and he starts doing the Hulk thing and
Okay.
then and does points and does the U point to him. And then it
Oh
was
my
just
god.
you
Oh
could
my
tell those dudes were
god.
having so much fun. So much fun out there.
The beauty of them, I think we had mentioned it before when they were facing each other again on like a collision or something. But
Mhm.
there's a challenge when you face somebody many times and it's documented. You got to make every time feel different, you
Yeah,
know. And I
yeah.
think that's what you're telling me is like they found ways to keep this thing fresh. I even saw the spot where like Joe be walking away if you hop on the ropes.
Yeah,
So Punk was about to do some shit outside, and Joe's like, "I'm out of here."
the swung
Classic
Punk
stuff.
through the announce table, cracked him through the announce table.
Yeah, man. Like you put on a match like that to open the show. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
keeping you company.
yeah,
Like we gotta be able to we gotta be able to work with people we don't necessarily like. What I mean? It's possible.
mhm.
Kenny Omega and all them people was in the building that night. and
and they had a
essentially
problem.
they didn't get exactly. So don't tell me like, and you can't penalize me. Someone got in my face.
Yeah,
Come on, son.
like
Like,
that's the thing. Like Jack is young, so let this be a learning lesson. Like he got choked out. Like keep the issues in the back. No need to. And I feel like because it's Punk, people feel like they got to get on the defensive first and say something publicly because they feel like he might say something publicly. But this was something that never had to be made, like had to be acknowledged publicly at all. But even though I ain't gonna front,
son,
I did
there's so
chuckle
many
when
things
Jack
that go
said
on
it.
that we probably never knew about, son.
Yeah,
This don't seem newsworthy, son. Like
nah.
it's
But you know
like
how it's wrestling media, they gotta milk it.
it's media in general. It's like we
Yeah.
go through phases of like, I don't know, just different things happen sometimes in media, and it's like now it's on the news all the time, you know.
Hmm.
And then you go through stretches like you tell me no black people got shot by the cops the last 3 months. I'm sure they have, but
Yeah,
it goes through
exactly.
cycles. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then it's like, oh, this person got shot unwarranted. Now it's back,
Hmm.
and and they know people are gonna get the clicks. Everybody wants different perspectives. Who was there and who has the most reputable recounts of what happens, and you know, what's one? Oh man, shout out to CM Punk. That's coming from me. My world
Oh
champion. Shout
man.
out to MJF. I fuck with MJF, but shout out to CM Punk.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Sucks you won't be at all in, or I mean all out.
Yeah, we're
But
gonna we're gonna get into that further
yeah.
and during our predictions because I'm like, bruh, I just felt honestly, it's like in basketball to say play on. I felt like
Mhm.
yo, double text, like yo, I'm gonna find you both. Hey, let's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We got a big show. We got a whole weekend in Chicago. Come on, AEW. Come on. Uh, anyway, yo, I'm gonna get into my slam of the week, man. Uh, my favorite match of the week. That's what the segment is about. Uh,
Yes, it is.
and mine, I was trying to remember. I mean, I watched wrestling this week. I didn't catch enough Dynamite, but
Mhm.
I did enjoy watching the All In pre-show. The tag match with MJF and Adam Cole was fun. I can't believe they won with a double clothesline. They really put that thing
Yeah.
over,
After the kangaroo kick.
bruh. They're jokes, man. That what the hell? Anyway, but my match of the week is Jack Perry versus Hook. I just thought it was a good showcase of two young talents uh in a cool, you know, they made the match their own. They didn't keep it in the ring.
Yeah.
Um, it was anything goes, false count anywhere. Uh the spot on the limo, cool as hell.
Mhm.
Um, really good suplexes from Hook. Learn from the best.
You
Uh,
know, in the DNA.
but I just it was just fun. It was just
Yeah.
certain matches. I just felt it just felt like a throwback kind of match, yo. Just
Hmm.
the
Yeah,
characters
that definitely,
involved,
yeah. That's definitely one of them.
the ability to create a story. It is about a title. It's not like a real title.
Yeah.
it's really just a grudge match, and it just gave them both something interesting to do
Hmm.
on a huge show. So that's my slam of the week. Um, enjoyed that.
No, I really
Yeah,
like that match too. I like how they it just started immediately at the limo, and then eventually made its way to the ring, and then had the chaos going around the ring, and then good, yeah, good little scrap from the young bucks or the young
indeed,
kids, I should say. But
indeed, man.
I think my slam of the week, brought to you by Golden Crust, is gonna be I'm thinking from All In as well. The funny thing is that my three favorite matches were the most story, but two of them involved like the oldest people, like the coffin match with Sting and Darby versus Christian and Swerve, and then Jericho had a good match with Will Ospreay. Man,
I heard it. I heard it was good.
it was
I heard it
good.
was good. I still believe in Jericho. I still believe.
Yeah, no, Jericho could still go, but the I think the trepidation with that match was Will Ospreay gonna go balls to the wall like he usually does? Because if he does, Jericho's not going to be able to keep up with them, just like due to age and attrition. But
Mm-hmm.
I think Osprey dialed his style back enough where it still looked like his style,
His type
but
of right.
Jericho could keep up with it. So they had a really good match. But I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the tag match. I'm gonna go with the tag match. Sting, Wembley.
Okay.
He came out to the Metallica song. What's it called again? Seek and Destroy.
Did he dress
Um,
like a construction worker again?
no, 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 no. Well, he did have a T-shirt on.
But he had the
He did
singlet
have a
on.
T-shirt on, and he had the singlet on
Oh,
under with the T-shirt over the
okay.
singlet.
Okay, I guess we'll deal with
Um,
that. I
yeah,
look, man. I still want him to look like I never thought he looked bad with the singlet on. I don't know what happened. He when he first got to AEW, he was wearing the singlet with no shirt. I
yeah,
didn't think he looked
yeah.
bad.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. You never
It
know
looks
with
weird,
these
man. It
dudes.
looks
Yeah, it
weird when you
does.
never wore a t-shirt your whole career. Now you're just gonna wear
Yeah,
t-shirts. It's weird,
yeah.
bro.
But it was a fun match. Um, just seeing Sting, I could. I don't know when his last match is going to be, but it was good to see him in front of this crowd, still being able to go. Christian's always good. Swerve, definitely a future star. Definitely a future star. Darby throwing his body on the line, just good stuff all around. I'm gonna go with that. Let's
They
see.
use like a real casket in this one, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Usually they
yeah. Yeah,
use like a little wooden coffin they used to do, right? I think I
yeah,
saw
the
that.
little bullshit do-it-yourself coffin. I think that was more because it's a I guess it's a signature Darby Allin match now. I could like that makeshift wooden coffin aesthetically fit Darby Allin more,
Right.
but it just I don't think it was just practical for a match. Like anything that happened on it looked cheap, too
It'd be
cheap.
too flimsy.
Yeah, so going with the coffin was a good idea. Even though the bumps might be a little bit more rougher, it's still it should have been a black coffin though. That's the only thing. It was like a like off white or like gray, light gray coffin. I was like, aesthetically, I don't know. Black
Okay.
with the red velvet interior would have been better, but yeah,
They'll get to it though. I
caskets.
mean, in time. In time. I guess well, that's a natural progression, man. Give us some of these brawling results from last Sunday, man.
Yeah, so I caught a I didn't watch it Sunday live, so I caught the replay. But yeah, opened up with Punk versus Joe. Real good match. Real good match between those two. Punk wins, of course, but Joe still dominant, still a monster. Still good to see him have this kind of match where towards the end of his WWE run, it was looking like he might have to call it a career, like due to his body just not being able to hold up. But he's back in good shape. I mean, as good a shape as you can be for Samoa Joe. But yeah,
The
good match. And then after that, they went straight into the six man, the Golden
trios.
Elite, Kenny Omega,
Oh,
Hangman.
that one.
Yeah, the trios. No, 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 not the title match.
Okay.
The Bullet Club Gold versus the Golden Elite. That was another good match, but it was. I feel like that was just the typical run of the mill, not run of the mill, but like that match felt like a match you would have gotten on a Dynamite special, or it could have happened on All Out, all the same. I don't think it didn't feel special, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still an overall good match. But yeah, especially with like it being Wembley and it's Kenny, and I think it was just too haphazardly put together, like a match with like a week or two build.
We got well, right. You taking the words out of my mouth. We need
Yeah,
to know why. What's the basis of our issue?
yeah,
That's very important.
yeah. And I mean, I guess it's continuing because for All Out, it's gonna. Well, no, it's a different variation for All Out. Never mind. But yeah, so this match it didn't have that feeling. that I thought it would have. But
Mhm.
yeah. And then after that, they went to the tag team title match, Bucks versus FTR. Another good match, as you would expect from those two teams.
I heard my team
Um,
won that.
yes, they did. FTR.
Yeah,
I
they
think people were
stupid.
surprised.
Man, thank goodness.
People were
All
surprised.
this talk about the best tag team ever is annoying me. Yeah, everybody, like I'm just so WWE'd out. I'm like, yo, y'all not y'all's the Young Bucks are better than the Steiner brothers. Are y'all serious? Is that serious? Like, and I'm not even saying the Steiners are the best, but like
yeah.
the Young Bucks are better than the Steiner brothers. Is that serious clean? Come on, son.
Eh,
You know what they say, son? When they say these
it's
things, they be like, "Who did he beat? Who did? Come on."
yeah, but I feel I think people count their impact to like the fabric of wrestling overall, like as far as how they were the most lucrative tag team to never wrestle in the WWE.
And what does
Like
that get them? What does that get them? It
and
don't get them
then
best tag team ever.
and
Are
then
the Hardy Boys
but
better than the Young Bucks?
huh,
So everyone that is
so
better than the Young Bucks wrestled in the WWE. That's not a claim to fame. I'm sorry. I don't think
yeah, but
so.
you can't for wrestling. You can't just. I feel like you can't limit or you can't hold
No,
it
no,
against someone for
no.
not wrestling in the
It's just a
WWE.
correlation.
Yeah,
I'm just
and I feel like it's different when you didn't wrestle WWE because WWE didn't want you, or you didn't wrestle for WWE because you didn't want to. Like they're one of the there's very few people who can say I had a chance to sign with WWE, but I chose not to. I mean, it's a very, very small.
but they
But
did like Jabba work for it.
yeah, but that's when they were the only business in town. You know what I'm saying? You coming up in the ranks,
Ah,
everyone did job with. You know what I'm saying?
but they never came back. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe there was a time when they were negotiating like recently when they
Hmm.
made a name for themselves. I'm just saying, like, you can't be you just can't be the best tag team ever, and you ain't. If I just listed all these tag teams, and you have to think, damn,
Yeah.
are they better? They're not. You're not
Yeah.
better than Legion of Doom. I know they didn't job for nobody, but you ain't better than them. You're not better than the Hardys. You're not better than Edge and Christian. You gotta have. You're not better than Harlem Heat. They're not better than Harlem Heat. To me,
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough,
if
especially
you're
with
just gonna do because they flip a lot and they got work rate, okay, you do.
titles all over the world.
What's the stories,
It's
man? They not better than New Age
it's
Outlaws.
yes,
Like,
they are.
you think they're better than New Age Outlaws?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The New Age Outlaws had a very short run, first of all,
You think they bigger
at the
stars than New Age
top.
Outlaws?
Yes.
They're not.
Yes.
They're not bigger stars than New Age
Yes.
Outlaws.
100% yes.
I'm gonna say
100%
this.
yes.
I'm gonna say this. Their matches might be better than New Age Outlaws. They
They are
characters are not better than New Age
big.
Outlaws.
They are bigger than the New Age Outlaws. The New Age Outlaws had a very short run at the top before, honestly, once Triple H left DX, it was
Them dudes got 8 tag team titles between them. I know it was short,
eh,
but they packed a lot in them. All right, I'm gonna give you the New Age Outlaws, but that's the only one you can really legitimately be like, all right, yeah, they got them. They're not bigger than the Hardy Boys, and the Hardy Boys may not even the best tag team ever.
I don't
There's a
even
lot of people
honestly.
in
I
that.
wouldn't even know. As far as tag teams go, I honestly like with wrestling in general. It's hard to like for me to choose a best. I could put you a list of my top whatever. I
I
can
can
do that,
respect that. I can
but to
respect that.
choose the best is it's tough.
They going with this best thing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
with you. It's hard to choose one, but if
yeah,
you all want to put this best thing out there, I'm gonna have to look at it like that because you put
yeah,
yourself in that shoe. So if they
yeah.
want to say the best, you think they better than the Heart Foundation, the original?
Anvil and Brett.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give them better than the Rockers because the Rockers and they just wasn't they didn't get to win as much like
Yeah,
gold. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, I think so. And because
It's
Marty couldn't control himself, they wasn't. I don't think they reached the stardom they could have reached.
mhm.
So I think Young Bucks probably big in it. But I'm like, I don't know. That
It's
Brett Anvil was
like,
good stuff. I don't
and you know
know.
what the other thing with me is too, like teams like the Steiners and the Road Warriors, they they were like they were megastars in the territory era.
Hmm.
And that I feel like that's just a different beast in itself. Like for you to be that means multiple promotions, multiple people different running it, all collectively saw that yo, you were the man. You
Hmm.
were the best. So you're going to be booked like gods wherever you wrestle. And then it's yeah, man, like
I just
nah, they're not better
this
they
whole
not they
section made
definitely
me
not better than Legion of Doom. They definitely not better than
they
Legion of
make me
Doom.
sound like
I
I'm
will give
hate
you that.
like I hate them. I don't
Yeah.
hate them.
Yeah. You
They're
just can't
cool, but that's
yeah, the
like
best
for
is
me. That's as
yeah,
far as it goes. Like they're cool.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They could win championships in that promotion, and they could be good there.
Hmm.
But I his I don't like when they do this whole we're the best ever in history. I'm like, bro, I watched a lot of wrestling in my day. Don't do that to
Yeah.
me. Don't
Yeah.
do that. That's
Yeah.
disrespectful.
You know what's funny? And we say, no, listen, they didn't even win the match.
Well,
FTR won.
because you know why? I think FTR says it sometimes, but I really think the Young Bucks really be. I think they came into AEW with that type
Mhm.
of energy,
Oh no, they
and so
did. They
I'm
did.
like,
They
I'm watching them.
definitely
I'm
did.
like, bro, I ain't never even seen y'all guys before. I might have seen y'all on TNA, but like, you
Yeah.
talking about the best ever because you've been around the world
No,
just
they definitely
flying.
came in.
What's the story? What is the story?
Mhm.
That's what I want to know.
Nah, but we'll see what
Shout out to
comes.
FTR, man.
Yeah, yeah. And they're teaming together. So it's gonna be FTR and the Young Bucks versus Bullet Club Gold at All Out. But
Um, you know what? We're gonna have a lot of fun talking about this all out and how
yeah,
they scrapping together these matches. But go ahead,
yeah.
continue the results.
But yeah, all right, what else did we have? We had the women's four way. Um good match, good match. Soraya won. Surprisingly and unsurprisingly to me. Unsurprisingly because they were in Wembley
Hmm.
and big hometown pop. How could you not? Unsurprisingly because no, that was unsurprising. Surprisingly because I don't know like can she carry a title now? Like how often is she allowed to wrestle?
You know, like
How
physically.
hard can she go? Yeah, physically. Like, is
Mm.
she in the, I mean, I'm guessing she is because they put the title on her, but I'm just hoping that it's not a situation where that title's not getting defended for a while because she can only wrestle so often. So, but we'll see.
It
A
might
lot
be
of
like
people.
a Shawn Michaels World Heavyweight Championship type of vibe.
Mhm.
Just to
And
say,
she could
like,
be a transitional champ too.
we see you as this, regardless if you can still go or not. We want you to have this
Yeah,
moment. More about the moment, and to
yeah,
do that
word.
at home. It
Yeah,
might be that. If she can go, God bless her. I hope she can. I was glad that she got a chance to get back there and
hmm,
wrestle.
yeah.
I missed her. I hope AJ Lee come back eventually, but I had to watch her on heels.
You know what's funny? I was channel surfing on Vice. Wow, Women of Wrestling was on.
She's behind that, right?
Yeah,
Or
and
she's one of the people.
she's one of the commentators too.
That shit. I was telling
Um,
my cousin about that recently. I'm like, that shit is like new age glow. It's mad funny, and
yeah,
she.
yeah. It's
But I see a couple
it's
chicks
mad
there that I think
endearing
can be
though.
somebody.
Oh
Like
no, I can't remember her name, but there was one girl. I was like, she can be a star.
there's like a GI Jane shorty. I think I'm like, oh, that chick could be somebody. It's like a
Yeah,
black
yeah,
shorty. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, they got some guys. I'm like, okay, this is a starting point for them. I can see it.
yeah. But now there's a couple girls that you're like, all right,
Hmm.
they got the chops to get a look. Like I could see them in NXT definitely. Um, so and I'm sure Triple H is paying attention. anyway. But yeah, that
Gotcha.
was a little AJ Lee thing. And then after that, I'm probably going out of order now. I'm just doing the matches I remember. The Stadium Stampede match, which was cool, you know. I think I have a little fatigue from it because they just had the they had Anarchy
Anarchy.
in arena
Yeah.
not too long ago, and then they had the what's the double cage match thing.
What do you think is
I want to
behind
call
all
it
these
War Games.
multi-man matches? Like, do you think, and what I mean by that is like, I feel like that's all we've been getting out of like John Moxley in recent months.
Hmm.
Um, I know he has a one-on-one with Orange Cassidy this weekend, but like, do you think it's a situation where like they are saving his body? Like, although he's still doing wild stuff in these matches.
Yeah, I think it's
Um,
one of those things where when he's not feuding for the world title, they don't know what to do. But I think if what I'm thinking or what I'm hoping is that this will all eventually lead into a legit singles feud again between him and Eddie Kingston, and that comes to a head because I feel like that's something they could sink their teeth into again. But other
my
than
camera
that,
is like shaky, bro. I don't know why he's doing this. Like, relax. What is happening? My fault, yo. What the fuck? Wasn't over bad on the YouTube. Damn. Go ahead, man. That's my fault.
yeah, man.
What
Um,
the fuck?
but yeah, I feel like it's either a world title feud, a personal blood singles feud, or it's going to be something involving the entire BCC when it comes to him. I'm just wondering when was he going to take this vacation he was supposed to take like 2 years ago?
I feel like well, didn't he go on vacation? Then CM Punk did brawl out, and then he had to
Yeah,
come back. Oh
yeah.
God.
I mean, it would have been even without Brawl, they would have called him back in because CM Punk tore the tricep, so
Yeah.
it would have been that situation anyway. But yeah, and then but yeah, that was I think it was just fatigue from seeing all these multi-man hardcore matches. It was just and
And
it
it
doesn't
goes
it's nothing's
around.
good.
It's different cameras, right? So it's like you seeing things in
Yeah,
different sections, and like I can see
yeah,
that.
but it's the first Stadium Stampede was something special and it can't be duplicated because they got the chance to use the actual stadium. There was no
Yeah.
fans, so that match they can't replicate that match. Everything else
They
is
could
just
only
going to
do it
be
during the off season. They could do it during the off season.
yeah, yeah, but then but they can't do it at Wembley again. It's going to have to be a US pay per view where they can pre-film it at Daly's place or at the Jaguar Stadium and then play it during the pay per view. Other than that, don't do because it's if you can't use the stadium, it's just anarchy in the arena all over again.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that was that. The tag match, as I mentioned earlier, that was my match of the night. Darby Allin and Sting were the winners of that one. It was a really good match. Although some people are calling a little controversy because Swerve's Shreds were outside of the casket when the door was closed. So they're trying to see, let's get a recount, roll the tape back. But yeah, I think that feud is done because Darby has the TNT match coming next week. And
Okay.
then I think we have after that it was the trios title match, House of Black versus the acclaimed badass Billy Gunn. House of Black had a really cool Bray Wyatt tribute. They did the Fireflies thing for their entrance. They
I
came out
caught
with the
that.
lantern
Yeah.
with the fresh all white outfits. Um,
Not what you expect from the House of Black.
yeah, but they're looking real holy. But yeah, fresh nonetheless. The acclaimed and the badass Billy Gunn win that match to the new Shield champions. Um, it was a good fun match. Again another match with a 50-plus-year-old wrestler
Billy Gunn can still
in
do
it
everything he's
who
always
can
done.
still yeah, and
It's a beautiful, it's a joy to watch Billy Gunn, man. He can do
yeah,
everything. Forget it, B. I've been watching that dude since I was in single digits, like 5 years
That's
old. That dude is still
insane,
out
bro.
here and looks
Insane.
better now than he did when I started watching him.
I wonder if he's doing that DDP yoga too.
Who knows?
He might be shit. But
Who knows? I didn't get back on my on. I was doing it my damn self for a few months.
mm,
I enjoyed
yeah.
it. I didn't get back on that. But
No, I need to try it.
did you catch the Acclaim getting these new belts? I caught they promo.
Yeah, on Dynamite
Got
they brought
belts with
out
scissors on the straps, bruh.
yeah, the pop pink leather straps with the scissor shape.
That's a lot of
So when you
fun.
close it, of
It's
course,
such a
I wouldn't
cool
expect
look.
anything less from the Acclaim.
That's so good for them, yo. And that means they're gonna have the belts for a little bit, which is cool.
Yeah. Yo, AEW got the budget for the custom belts. Damn near every team
Some
had.
people are gonna want to buy those. I would cop that. I would cop one.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That's mad
Definitely.
unique. Scissor titles,
Scissor Me Timbers, man,
man.
shout out
Please,
to
man.
them.
People are like, what the hell does this mean? Don't ask. Don't ask.
Oh, it's funny because they caught flack the first time they used it because they used it in the sense it was intended to be used. I think they were saying it about Julia Hart or some other wrestler.
Yo, um, well, you know what? No, it wasn't. You know what they did? Kenny Omega did this thing with Don Callis that was mad weird. It wasn't scissor me, but he was saying like 69 me.
Yeah, 69
And
me
th-
Don.
and then Don got on top of him and they really 69 on camera. And then like the camera did an overhead view of them 69ing on that, bruh. Wrestling slash white humor, different type of
So
humor.
different, real
You gotta have an
different.
open mind, boy. I was like, excuse me? 69 me, bro.
Nah,
What? We just hanging out? That's what we doing? Nah,
it's
man.
that
But hey,
frat bro humor.
no
But
disrespect to those who enjoy, man. I
yeah,
just don't know if that's the place, man. I don't know if that's the place. But it's what are you gonna do? What are
shit.
you gonna do? But the scissoring thing took off, man.
Yeah, it did. It did.
And what can I say? Okay.
Hmm.
Good win for the Acclaim.
Word. Then we had Jericho versus Osprey.
Mhm.
I mentioned that earlier. Really good match. Osprey got the win, rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Yep.
Um, and it's good to see. I think Jericho. I think this might be it as far as once this contract is up. I think he might be done as far as full time in ring performing goes. Because it looks like he's knocking out all these big matches. Um, I think he mentioned on Dynamite he's going to jump back in the tag list with Sammy Guevara, so we'll see how that goes. But
He knows how to get himself
yeah,
in the programs that you still care about what he's doing. You don't gotta be the main
yeah,
thing, but you care about what
yeah,
he got going on. And I
yeah,
appreciate that. He's rarely in anything where I'm like, eh. Like I'm interested in
yeah.
what he got going on.
And they mentioned it on during the match in All In on commentary. Jericho's one of those few wrestlers who's wrestled. He's wrestled for so long and for so many promotions. He's wrestled against every style, basically, that there is, from lucha libre to Japanese strong style to the WWE style to old school, getting in there with Malenko doing wrestling to the modern super athletic style with the Kenny Omegas and Will Ospreys of the world. And your man is still managed to keep himself relevant the entire time. The
Indeed,
entire
yeah,
time.
that's his superpower.
Yeah.
I think Seth Rollins has that gene. I
Yeah.
think he's one of those guys
Yeah.
for sure. I see that in him. And I think Jericho gonna come back to the WWE one more time. That's what I think. It won't be
Yeah. One
no.
last
It
run.
won't be no long thing. I just think
Hmm.
like he gonna have like one more feud,
And then off into the Hall of Fame
between
sunset.
1 and 3 matches.
Yeah.
He gonna go back.
Like an
Got to
edge type
something
run.
less than that.
That's in that. Mm.
But that idea, like he really gonna come back for 3 matches, I think. Cause by the
I
time
can
he
see
do that,
that.
he gonna be well into his 50s. So he's not gonna do nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
like on
Yeah.
some Ricky Steamboat, Ricky Steamboat coming back this weekend. Like he gonna be on some Ricky Steamboat type of thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Just, I think he has the wherewithal to not push it too far.
You know
and
what he
like
could do.
this, yeah. So yeah, we'll see. And then the final match, which I think it was in the running for one of my favorite matches too.
Hmm.
Um, Adam Cole versus MJF, which has the I think it's the feud or the story with the most teeth that they got going on in the company right now, with so many different aspects and like the whole. I think my favorite thing about the match was how Adam Cole was willing to almost do whatever it took to take MJF out and win the title, but MJF had second thoughts when it came to doing the same things to Adam Cole, and they played that dynamic really well. And the friendship's still going strong. They hugged it out after the match. You
I
know,
wanted to make a note
tease.
about that. I really
Mm,
feel like that's a callback to Brett hugging British Bulldog.
mm. Oh
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
ending.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
just think I went under people's
yeah. Yeah.
nose. I'm like, nah, they ended it with the hug.
I
It
didn't even
helps
think
the
about that.
story, but it's like,
Hmm.
bro, this is Wembley. And you know
Yeah,
they nerds.
yeah,
That's definitely a
definitely.
callback to Brett and British Bulldog
I
hugging,
did not think about that. That's
who
true.
are family but competing against each other. And
Hmm.
so for this moment, we gotta be beefing.
Yeah,
And you know what I mean? Like that was one day they will bring that was a call. It was a clear callback. I was like, I love that.
yeah,
I'm glad that they thought about that.
definitely. And that match was really good. Like they have good chemistry. Like just overall in the ring, out the ring, like those two have really good chemistry together. And I think it helped reinvigorate Adam Cole
Oh
as a character.
yes, because he has to be
Um,
defined. He has to redefine who he is there.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
And
uh,
it proves
MJF is
that
homegrown.
MJF could be a face. Yeah, it
You
proves
know,
MJF could work as like not that super clean, like that baby face who still has that. He still got the devil in him. Like he's our scumbag, so he's still gonna do some dastardly things. But instead of loathing him for it, you just feel like, oh, that wacky MJF. He's up to it again.
that reminds me of like
And
Hogan. Hogan would do some shit as a baby face sometimes. He'll still rake your back or something. It's like you're not
yeah.
supposed to do that, but they'd be like, yeah. Oh, he's really serious tonight. He's pulling out all the stops tonight. I'm like, oh,
Definitely.
you're not supposed to hit him in the eye too. You're not supposed to join him in the eye hitting Hogan.
Mhm.
Give me a break.
Yeah,
But
so I think and it's a good thing they kept it going because they got miles left in the story, especially with those two. Like those two can act like their skits. Like those two,
I'm
that's
a
what.
I just want to make note also that that match did not pan out any way that I thought it was going to.
Oh
I was
no,
totally wrong in my prediction.
no, me too. Oh man, 100% wrong.
Yeah,
But
I was
I'm
off.
glad I was.
I was
I'm
off.
glad I was. It means it wasn't predictable, and it still got an outcome that kept me interested. So yeah,
I
but
ain't
yeah,
really
that was the
mad at that.
overall. That was it all in 81,000. I think
It's a ton of
30,
folks.
90 paid people, including Mercedes. Um, yeah, they did it, man. I think I think they're planning on making it an annual thing. So here's hoping for next year more of the card is built up in a way that warrants the spectacle of the show.
What took them so long to make the fucking matches? That's all I want to know.
Because they had that they were still doing Forbidden Door stuff and like it was
Cut that shit out, man.
yeah, like and
They
I
got to
think the
map
plan
out their
is
pay per
to
view calendar better.
yeah, I think it's still planning to be a back-to-back thing too with All In and All Out. But because Tony said in an interview he tried to make it a package deal where you ordered both at a discount and got both, but he said it was difficult getting the different providers to agree. So getting like a streaming service to agree with the cable service, to agree with the satellite provider, like doing that it was just too difficult. So he said he's trying to figure out something in the future to where if this means
They better get themselves on TBS streaming or whatever and call it a
that's what
day,
I
man.
was saying.
'Cause I'm not paying
Max
$50.
if you could do a thing where your regular pay-per-views can be streamed on Max, people won't mind paying the $50 one time for All In.
There is
Because they,
convenience associated with it also, for
yeah,
sure.
you know what I mean. So we'll see. But yeah, and I guess we can make a soft segue into All Out being next week and quickly go over the card just as quickly as they threw it together.
Yeah. Um, I don't got much. I'm gonna let you go on. I just want to say that this whole CM Punk debacle really threw a wrench in what this could have been.
Yeah, yeah.
um, but my favorite character currently, Orange Cassidy, got a big match with John Moxley, so I hope he wins.
Hmm. I think he wins, and then in my world, he wins, and then he loses the title to Swerve or someone who is waiting to get that next tier opportunity with a title run.
Hopefully, it's with Hopefully, it's at a big show.
Yeah, they got September 20th. They got thing coming. They got Grand Slam coming at Arthur
Arthur
Ashe
Ashe.
Stadium. I
Okay,
think tickets are still available. I'm contemplating. I
I
went to the
might.
first one. I went to the first one, and it was fun. And Arthur Ashe, honestly, if not for traffic, is a 20-minute drive.
Yeah, Arthur Ashe is not far on the. If I get on the Jackie Robinson, it's not for
Yeah.
the New Yorkers out there. It's not that bad. I went there to record an episode of The Shop. I was in the audience. They just released it
Oh,
this week
okay.
for like the U.S. Open, promoting the U.S. Open.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
my first
yeah.
time ever going there, and
Yeah.
thankfully because nobody was there, I could like just park next to the stadium for free, like in the
Yeah.
parking lot. So I just pulled in, and
Yeah.
I was like, "This
Oh
is it."
man, listen. The
Oh,
I
it's
would
not
say
bad.
my only complaint, it was so we left. I want to say we left. We gave ourselves an hour to get there by 7 because I think we wanted to see. They were still doing. I think we wanted to see Dark when they were still doing Dark before the
Hmm.
Dynamite. But because of the traffic, we got there. We got to the stadium fairly quickly, but finding parking, we had to. They kept directing you further and further away from the stadium to park because there was no more parking spots. To where it ended up being like a 20-25 minute walk back to the stadium from where we parked. So we got there just in time for Dynamite to start.
Yeah, it's a
And
thought.
like I would have, yeah. I mean, and I think the 7 train is right outside too. So if you want to take the transit, you can. But if
Seven
you're
don't
gonna
stop no
drive,
damn place in Brooklyn. That's the thing.
yeah, that's the
You
thing.
gotta go to Manhattan to get the 7, I think, and come back.
Yeah.
I remember.
So I think
But
that's the
whichever.
only annoying thing. You just have to get there early. So, but if you don't mind being there early, then boom.
That's
Or plan to get there for 8.
right. Yeah, that's probably gonna be my move. I might have to just try
Yeah,
to get there early.
yeah. But
And I'm ready to leave.
they
I want to
treat
leave.
that like a pay-per-view. So it's all you're always gonna get something. Like when I went, it was
Daniel
Kenny
Bryan
Omega,
is
yeah, the
of
60-minute
debut,
draw. Yeah,
I think.
yeah, him versus Kenny Omega 60-minute draw, which was crazy. Crazy. Like watching something live at night because you're not expecting to watching it live. I'm like, yo, these niggas still wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it's been a half hour. These niggas is still wrestling. And then it came up
Sure.
to the 45-minute mark. I was like, oh, they going an hour. They definitely going an hour. So yeah. But the all out card, jumping back into that, we got Luchasaurus, the TNT champion, depending on who you ask, versus Darby Allin. I think Darby wins that. I think now's the time to tease whatever dissension you were probably going to tease between Luchasaurus and Christian.
Yeah, you
And
forget
if
friggin' Luchasaurus is a champion.
yeah, yeah. And then I think the TNT title is going to go back to being the workhorse title as they because Orange Cassidy needs to heal his body. If we're being honest, Like he man's been going hard every week for like the last few months, and he's also defending against John Moxley at All Out. So I'm sure his body's going to go through even more punishment
Mm-hmm.
after that match. So we'll see how that goes. I do predict him retaining. I don't see a reason for John Moxley to not to make it about egos or stature. I don't see a reason for him to need that belt at this moment. Um,
He can
especially when
make a
he's a
star. He can make a star with this.
yeah, he could do that. Yeah, he definitely could. But
Yeah, I understand.
yeah, I don't think now's the time. Um, we have Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander for the TBS Championship. I want to say Statlander retains, but also Ruby has lost every title shot she's had, including two Owen Hart tournament final matches. So we'll see.
What's the story though? Is that something they made note of?
So Ruby challenged her, but I think, well, of course, I don't think they had enough time. But I think the story's supposed to be they had a match before Statlander got injured. They had a match in the CBS title tournament where Ruby was a face. They were both faces, but the fans booed Ruby out the building because they were so much behind Chris Statlander. And I think like Ruby's using that as one of her motives besides just wanting to be the champion. So we'll see.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
I'm
good luck
hoping they
to
do
him.
some build this Saturday on Collision. They'll probably do a little something. We have Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor for the ROH TV Championship.
Yeah, Samoa
That
Joe
feels,
keeping that belt.
yeah, and that feels very just. Let's just throw this on here just to fill out the card. No disrespect to Shane Taylor, another black man who's been putting on work for years on
Ring
the
of Honor need their
Indies.
own show, by the way.
Yeah, they do, especially because
We convoluting these matches, man. I feel like it makes the titles feel less than. Why am I
yeah,
caring about this prop? JR always calls it a prop, which it sort of is.
yeah,
But like, why am I supposed to care about this? Different from the other one.
and Athena's been having one of the best title runs ever.
So I've heard. So I've heard.
And so I think like
Is Nightingale with Ring of Honor or is she with AEW?
she's with AEW. So if you're signed with AEW, you go back and forth. But
Okay, because I know they just had a
she's
match, right?
officially on. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
It's confusing me, bro.
That match was really good.
No, they're
That
great.
match was really good, man. Really good.
I'm
But
I'm an Athena fan.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I don't know. Maybe Chris retains. This one's up in the air for me. I'm gonna lean towards Chris retaining because her run still feels in its beginning stages.
okay.
Like it doesn't feel like it's been that long since she beat Jade. Um, and then we have Powerhouse Hobbs versus Miro.
Yeah, that's a toss up to me.
Yeah, that's a toss up for me, but that's one. I think that's a match I'm probably looking forward to the most personally. Um, Two of my favorites, and the fact that it's up in the air, and I think they're gonna put on a good, big meaty man slapping meat type of match.
Slapping meat.
Um, but yeah, that one. If I had to pick, I'll pick Miro just because Hobbs is young. He can still take the L and recover from it optically. Miro, I think he's been going for so long. I think he needs this is his first big feud, so I think he needs to win. So I'm gonna go with him. They got better than
This
you,
is the
baby.
most
MJF.
important thing he has done since he lost the TNT title.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's been a long time.
yeah. And then they have the ROH Tag Team Championships. Better than you, baby. Adam Cole, MJF versus whoever wins the Tag Team Battle Royal tonight on Rampage. We'll see who that is, but
It's gonna further story.
yeah, it's gonna further story between them.
They're gonna further
Um,
story.
you gotta have the champion on the pay-per-view, especially now that Punk's not going to be on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you need some kind of like world title representation in some capacity. But I see them retaining, and just to further along the story, and we'll see what happens after that. With we'll see how some more angry Roderick Strong, angry dejected lover Roderick Strong. I'm your best friend, Adam.
I
Adam.
saw I saw I didn't see the promo, but I was listening to some podcast again, and they were like, "Yo," he made a mention of something about like they're playing up MJF's neck, and Adam Cole's like, "Yo, I heard, you don't need to wrestle this weekend, your neck, yada yada." And then Roger Strong come out, "Oh, you just care about his neck? What about my
Yeah.
neck,
He's like,
bitch?"
oh, now you worried about mine? I was like, yo, this dude
Yeah.
is so unintentionally hilarious. This
What about
whole
my neck? Oh my
he
god.
got like the energy of a dejected lover, and it's just and like his awkwardness makes the delivery that much more hilarious to me. So
He's never
more
been
of
in this
that.
spot, man. He's really doing
No,
character work.
no, and
I've
he's doing
never
it all
seen it.
in that neck brace, the vein popping. Like can't move. It's just all jokes for me. I love it.
Have fun with it. I do appreciate that.
Yes, yes,
I do appreciate that. Okay, well, thank you, CM Punk, for draining out the card like this. You're
yeah,
still my guy.
yeah.
Hopefully, you'll defend the real world's title another time.
Oh, they
Ricky
still got three
Starks
more
is
matches.
presumably going to have a strap match with Ricky
Against
Steamboat, but he's
yeah, we'll
challenging
see.
Ricky Steamboat at Collision first, apparently.
I don't know if Steamboat said he doesn't want to wrestle again, basically because he turned down Flair's final match. But so I don't know if
I'll tell you what, AEW can pay more than Flair's final match.
that is true. And AEW has a way of booking and producing their matches with older wrestlers where they look fairly well. They don't look their
I love
age.
that's one thing they do so well that the WWE have gotten away from doing.
Yeah,
They put their older heads on, man, and give people like a history lesson, man.
yeah, yeah.
Ricky Steamboat is the dude, man.
He is.
Please,
He is.
please. So I look forward to that or seeing the results of that.
Hmm.
Um, I know we got was a big wrestling weekend again, right? Last weekend was big. This weekend's big. Real
Yeah.
quick before we get up out of here, we got WWE Payback,
Hmm.
right? And
That's
happening
Saturday night.
Saturday. And what we got, I'm gonna go from we'll start from the top. We got the Steel City Street Fight, which will be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Judgment Day participants Damian Priest and Finn Balor. That's for the
Okay.
WWE Tag Team Championships. Part of me feels like uh Judgment Day will win
Hmm.
because I don't really, if they don't, it's whatever. But I just don't, Kenny and Sammy, they got their moment and the climax of their feud, but there's not much that they can do as a team anymore, especially because I don't take teams seriously when they don't come out together.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
So that
yeah.
that can't be a long. You don't come out together. You're not really. You know what I mean? So I think they might put the kibosh on it right here. Um, they got Austin Theory versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. The whole Bray Wyatt situation, unfortunately, I think altered the programming going into this show. So you almost
Hmm.
forget that they got a real feud happening where they are gonna fight at this pay per view. Um, I think Rey Mysterio retains.
Yeah, that should be a
Uh,
fun match though,
yeah, hopefully they squeeze some more
because
interest
this,
into Austin Theory somehow.
yeah, this is a match that'll give him a chance to show off his athleticism because he is a very athletic dude. Like
He
I'll
can
give him
work,
that.
man. I enjoy his
Yeah, he
work.
can work.
I mess
So
with him.
And Ray still got some juice. So
Ray, man, Ray been doing this season. More than that, yo. More than that.
hmm.
More than some. Uh,
Word,
we
word.
got the we got the. What do you see about? What's really cool about this card? There's more. There's a little bit more story in this. I'm not
Yeah.
being biased. I'm just saying this is where they. So you got Becky versus Trish Stratus in the steel cage.
Hmm.
Um, I think at the end of this, I will be saying thank you, Trish. I hope so. People think that the feud has kind of been drawn out. I much rather them be able to have had this match at SummerSlam,
Hmm.
but I don't feel it's drawn out. I just felt like if they had it at SummerSlam, you would have had one result, and then you could piggyback that into another match. You know what I mean? I don't think it would have been drawn out by then. But because they
Yeah.
didn't do that and they kept having this whole, oh, next week I'm gonna do it, like then it gives that effect. But I hope Trish
Yeah.
Stratus goes over and then Becky maybe wins ultimately or something like that. But we'll see.
Mhm.
Raquel, well, not Raquel, I forget the show your name that's with her right now, but she's always lurking. So that could win the thing. Women's World Championship match is Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. On social media, they have been playing up these ladies' history with each other since NXT and how they were really good friends and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
I didn't really see that
Yeah.
played up on screen. I thought it would have helped that they played that up more on screen to get you more interested in their match because their rivalry seems a little random, but it stems from what Rhea did to what's that shorty name? The shorty got
Um.
her shoulders hurt.
Who?
Watch me. That's her song. Ding 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 ding. It was Raquel's old partner. Her name not coming to me, man.
Who? Dakota Kai?
Nah, man. She was in the
No, that's her
Riot
partner in
Squad.
NXT.
She was in the Riot Squad.
Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Oh,
their
of
rivalry
course. Yeah,
stems from
Liv.
that. You know. But we'll see. I mean, I think Rhea wins that. But I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. I think they can have a really good match together,
I'm.
based on like their physicality and just how they
Yeah.
match up.
I'm trying to
Um,
remember because I think like their feud in NXT came at the time where Rhea was making that transition to the main roster,
hmm
and Raquel was just getting to the top of the women's division in NXT. So I can't really. They had a really good. They did have a good match. I remember the match being good. So
Raquel,
we'll see if
Raquel,
they.
Raquel got some good matches in her. She just needs character, you know.
Yeah,
But she can.
because like
People seem to like her, you know what I mean. But I need more character. When she
yeah,
comes out,
she was
her art
Dakota
says
Kai's
Raquel
muscle.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, because she started off as Dakota Kai's muscle in NXT,
Okay.
but then her star probably like eclipsed Dakota Kai, and the dynamic came changed.
hmm
When Dakota Kai was more of the sidekick ish. I think she's
Okay.
recovering from an injury too. I think.
Yeah, but she showed up when EO won the belt. I was like, hey, ain't you supposed to be? And I thought they was on different shows. They think I ain't realized that. Then they put them on the same show. Y'all think y'all slick. I thought that's why they broke up because they went to different shows. Anyway,
Now
uh,
they low key ignored the breakup. Like,
where'd she come from? But next match here we got is LA Knight and versus the Miz, which I think will be a good match. I think LA Knight
yeah,
goes and wins. Yeah, that's one of my favorite dudes, man. I He does get that attitude era pop out of me where I hear that
mhm.
I'm like, oh, here we go. I throw the phone down. Here we go. I gotta turn like the volume up.
Yeah.
It's almost it's not as crazy as the blast breaking, but it's that type of dynamic. I hear
I
that,
am.
and
I'm
they know
glad to
when to
see
do it.
him.
You don't know
Yeah.
when he's coming, and then you hear that shit. It's like, oh, business is picked up.
Listen, I remember watching him as Eli Drake for years in NWA and Impact. Um, but it's good because he's one of those people like you watch him like, yo, this dude is in the wrong company. This dude should be in the WWE.
Oh, I thought that I saw him and I saw Ricky Starks on NWA, and I was like, oh, these are like
Yeah,
stars.
yeah,
They understand who they are. Why are they here?
yeah. But like, this is a dude for national TV. Like his like, but I don't want to make this drawn on too long. But I'm glad he's finally getting that push.
Yeah, that's good to see. I'm thoroughly enjoying that.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously the last yo We're gonna close the episode with some Shinsuke Nakamura love. Seth
Oh
Rollins
yeah.
versus Shinsuke for the world title. I'm genuinely curious as if they might say, all right, yeah, give Seth a break and maybe give Shinsuke the belt. It might not happen, but I just know this is the most interested I've ever been in him, ever.
Hmm.
Is with this whole I'm gonna speak my Japanese language with subtitles and sound menacing and I've been enjoying I've been doing his little impersonation on my own. You know about the accent. I'm like, yo, this dude, they played that up really cool, man. That
I
whole
like.
it was a quick build, but
Mhm.
they're like, well, what did you tell him? I told Seth, I know about the oh, forget it.
Listen, anything that gets him to showcase his personality, because I know the language barrier makes it hard, or made it
Not
hard for him
anymore.
here in the WWE, but the thing that made him so big in Japan was he was great in the ring and he was charismatic. So to finally see people get a chance to see that from him now and see the total package of Shinsuke, I love it.
And they did it in a way, and I think it's important to note they had to go to vignettes because these crowds are stupid.
Hmm.
These crowds want to what everything, and America is so close minded that they
Yeah.
don't want to just let the shit play out. You know what I mean? So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, they shut the fuck up.
Listen,
Let the shit play out.
that's the one detraction you
And
can
you
say
can't do
about
that with a
Stone Cold
vignette.
in wrestling.
Yup.
Stone Cold introducing that what chant into wrestling was just the worst.
But he thought that it was just gonna you just use it when he's out there. That's the point.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
he's doing it, you're what? You know? Um, but what are you gonna do, man? But
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a good match. That's what I'll say. I don't know how it's
Yeah.
gonna go. And I just really enjoyed the build. I just enjoyed them showing how captivating Nakamura can be if you
Hmm.
give him stuff to work with. If you put him in the right scenario, he can be
Yeah.
who he understands exactly what this is. But put him in positions where he can be that. If he had that type of approach, maybe when he won the Royal Rumble, he
Hmm.
beats AJ Styles, man.
Yeah.
He beats AJ Styles in that Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So, I hope they find a way to surprise us, maybe. Um, but maybe they want Seth to hold on to the belt in a way to really counter Roman as a dominant champion. But I don't think if he loses that he won't be dominant.
Yeah.
Nakamura is just a fire performer.
Yeah. Seth's one of those people where his spot is unshakable. He's good. Belt or
Hmm.
not, he's a top guy. So
Hmm.
the drip god.
Indeed, man. That's all I got today. But we got through
Yeah.
quite a few things. It's been a busy wrestling cycle. We came back. This is 3 weeks in a row.
Yes. Yes. Look at us.
Yeah, this is who would have thought we'd have been here, huh? It's not half bad. It's not half
Yeah.
bad. I'm
Yeah.
looking
I'll
forward to
see.
catching some graps this
Hmm.
weekend.
Where think I'll watch I'll do the collision on the TV, payback on the iPad combination, and then mute depending on which match I want to see.
Fair enough, yo. Fair
But yeah,
enough.
that's it. That's all we have for you. Best of Both Worlds Wrestling Podcast. We will holla at y'all.
Yeah, man. Y'all be good, man. Happy Sunday.
Yes. Leave it in. Wani Parkway. Where